Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. When I tell y'all that I am exhausted for reasons I'm gonna get into, whew, your girl's tired. So I thought that we would just have a chill catch-up episode where I talk about all the things that I've been up to, lessons I've learned from them, a lot of big things happening in my world that are really applicable to you guys, and just have like a very chill episode because that's what we need. Your girl's tired. Let's go ahead and jump on in, but before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating and review. If you're a girly who wants to join our community, we like to work towards our goals while also listening to stories, having a good time. I like to say we have giggles and goals. That's us over here, so go ahead and join. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. This is just very much feeling in my mid-20s right now, and I'll explain why and kind of my anecdotes for how I'm getting through it. So first off, last weekend, your girl went out in her hometown. So I'm from Louisville. I no longer live there, but all of my friends from high school do, as well as like my family. So, one of my really good friends has been begging me to go out in Louisville with her for years. And I just haven't really felt a need to. Not my vibe. I'm a Lexington girl through and through. It's not that, like, I think Lexington is superior to Louisville in any way. It's just that it's much more of a college town, so the bars are more geared towards college, whereas Louisville is kind of like the Wild West. Like I said, I grew up there, so it's just not my vibe. Like, I'm more of like a college town. Everybody's similar in age. Like, it almost feels like a more controlled area. Also, in Louisville, all of the bars are like far from each other. So you can't just walk from one to the other. Whereas in Lexington, 90% of the bars you can walk to. So you literally just go downtown, and then once you get downtown, you can walk. So I have a lot of reasons, but that's kind of besides the point. It was her birthday though. And so I was like, fine, I'll go and I'll have a little girls trip, go home, spend the night at her house, and it would be a good time. And I love her, no tea, no shade, but I just realized, one, I have no interest in ever moving back home. I was actually looking at houses back home as we're looking for houses to move, and was kind of like maybe like toying with the idea, but I hadn't told anyone because I didn't want anyone to get their hopes up. After visiting, I'm good. I'll stay here. Sorry. But no, I just like, we went to dinner before. We got done with dinner at probably like 10:30 or 11, and I was thinking to myself, like, am I a bad person for wanting to go to bed? Like, this is past my bedtime. I don't know what it is. I turned 26 in April, so I was 25, obviously, before that, and around, like, obviously, frontal lobe developing, da-da-da-da-da. I was so down to clown, but when I tell you that around my 26th birthday when we went out, I was just like, wait, I actually have no desire to be here and I would rather be home. Like, I don't know what it is. I feel like the fun police have just come and, like, confiscated my joy when it comes to going out to bars, but I just no longer wish to be included in the narrative, and I want to so badly because it is fun, and it's a great thing to do to socialize and see people you know, which is why I like going to the bars in Lexington, because everyone knows everyone, and it's a big town, but it's a small town, so every time we go out, we see people we know, and that's, like, my primary reason for going out. I'm not, like, a drinker. I usually have maybe one drink, so literally it's a social thing for me. So last weekend, I literally was just like the DD, just chilled, and I just, like, I don't know what it is, but I had this moment where I was like, I don't like this. I don't know what happened to my brain chemistry, but I am not geared to enjoy this. And it was really, really weird. So I don't know if that's like a common thing that everyone goes through, and you just wake up one day and you're like, wait, this isn't fun anymore. Because I know, like, my mom still enjoys going to the bars and things like that, so I'm like, what am I missing? Is this a common thing that we're all going through? I don't know. But I was very, very excited when I got home. I literally don't do this. This is bad. Do as I say, not as I do. I went out. I was DD. I left her house at 4:45, drank a Red Bull, stopped at my favorite donut shop that I never go to anymore because I don't live there, and brought donuts home, and I was home by 6:15. So, came home, slept for a couple hours, and then Josh and I actually had to drive up to Cincinnati, so I got some Dunkin' and, like, boot and rallied it, and we were out the door. But, yeah, I was so, like, just wanting to be home with my pets and, like, my boyfriend and, like, snuggled up comfy and tucked in that I was just like, love you, happy birthday, I'm actually gonna go, bye. Like, and she doesn't care because when she comes up here sometimes she does the same thing, but I was like, I just need to get home and I don't know what's wrong with me. Why am I a grandma? So moving on to my next point, I'm gonna do a full podcast episode where I bring Josh in and we talk about it when it eventually does happen. But we put an offer in on a house and we put it in on Friday, so they told us we'll hear back by Monday at noon, and it's currently Sunday. That's really all I'm going to say about it right now because we still have to do inspections. We don't know if it's going to pass because the house was actually 170 years old, but it's been renovated. And you guys know I'm a little spooky. I love a little spook. I love a little blank canvas that I can do a lot with, so I'm fine with that. Also, in today's state and the economy, not bad. So we'll see. We don't know because first time homeowner, but I'm going to do a whole podcast episode where Josh comes in and we talk about like first time homebuyers and how we did it and everything. I just want us to go through closing and everything before we do that because I don't want it to be like a 3-part series. I want us to just talk about it and answer any of your questions. So if you have any specific questions about buying a house as a first-time home buyer that you want us to answer, definitely comment those or DM me on Instagram if you can't. Because not my dog sneezing in the background. Because I want to do a episode that's like super beneficial to you. So yeah, we put an offer in. I'm kind of spooked because I love this house. Like I love the house we're in now. It's just that we rent and it is very, very pricey considering we don't have any equity. So it is time that we lower our monthly cost and we get some equity and we have a house that we can make our own because like as much as I adore this house, it's not like I can do any major renovations or even paint the walls. Like it's not mine, and the anxiety of having a landlord and the HOA, good God, we've been in this war with the HOA. Did I tell you guys that so the HOA took a picture of our weeds and I went to do them. I did all of them except for a couple on, like, the wall on the side of the house because I was like, no, like, they won't get those. They can't even see them. And my friend with a weed whacker is coming tomorrow to get those because it's 95 degrees outside. So, went inside. That night, I guess, because it was, like, that day I did them except for that side. And then I was like, they're coming tomorrow. That night, I guess, or early the next morning, they walk up to the house, go to the side of the house, zoom in on it, take a picture. Second violation. So 3rd means a fine, 2 is like a warning, but 3rd's a fine. So our landlord messages me, not even Josh, he usually only talks to Josh, and is like, hey, you're violating the rental lease or whatever. And I'm like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh my God. Would you look at that? So yeah, we fixed it, we got it all sorted out, but I'm pretty pissed off at the HOA. I no longer wish to have an HOA. And my landlord gets on my last nerve, which he's been doing for 4 years now. I'm kind of ready to not have anybody to tell me what I want to do and what I don't want to do. Like, literally, with this house, I've already been like, so eventually we're going to add on to it, and we're going to do this here and that there. And Josh is like, yeah, totally. Like, we were like, oh, should we knock out this wall? Or, oh, should we? And having the freedom to do that and do something that caters to our needs specifically, amazing, game-changing. Like, I'm like, oh, well, I think that we should change the flooring in this room before we move in. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So there's definitely going to be a lot of DIY videos coming your way, pending we actually get the house. They haven't accepted the offer yet. But regardless of which house we end up in, there's going to be a lot of DIY. Because I have been holding in 26 years of DIY projects in my house. And I really want to do it. Like, I'm so excited. So yeah, that's all the tea on buying a house. Next on the list, I've also been trying to start a business, different than the other businesses. I haven't talked about this business yet because it hasn't launched, and I'm pretty secretive about that stuff. But what I will say is, I've been working on the funding aspect. I have all the legal stuff filled out. So I've been looking for grants, which has been really difficult. I I was talking to my mom the other day, and grants are like, a lot of people overlook grants. Like, I have friends who are starting businesses, and I'm like, oh, well, have you researched any grants? And they're like, no. But there's literally one for everything. Like, there's one for releasing a book, there's one for painting, there's one for a business, there's one for education. Like, there are so many grants out there, so many nonprofits, and I'm not saying to go and apply for all the grants you can, but if you truly can't afford to start a business from the ground up and you're not like a Nepo baby who has income, a grant is so, so helpful. And I know that, like, for me, it's essential because I could do a loan, but I just cannot do that. Like, I will not do that when I already have enough that I'm trying to pay down. So grants are a lifesaver. Pitch competitions are a lifesaver. I love pitch competitions. I don't mind going up and pitching my idea because I'm confident in it. It's just finding them. So I've been in grant and pitch competition world all week while also trying to balance putting this offer in because as we've been going back and forth, there's been some like planning and zoning issues, which I'll talk about later, that we've had to dive into, which first time homeowners, I feel like it's pretty cut and dry. It's usually like you buy the house and that's it. But we've had everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. So again, we'll talk about that later. But juggling that with also trying to get money for grants and or pitch competition, while also trying to like stay on top of everything else has been insane. But I do, like, if you want to talk about businessy stuff, I love talking about it. I love bouncing ideas. I love marketing. I love the legalities of it. I don't mind answering any questions about that either. What? I don't know why my dog is just singing. She's just rolling and singing. What are you doing over there? I don't know what she's doing. But yeah, starting a business is just, you got to think about whether you want to do an LLC, a corporation, a sole proprietorship, all the other things. You also have to think about trademarks and copyrights. You also have to think about any sort of permits you need, sales and tax numbers, EINs, and then there's also the machinery, equipment, importing/exporting, inventory. These are all things you have to think about. Marketing, and it's like you're a one-man show if you don't have like a bunch of money to start. So that's where I've been. I've been in that world. And it's fun. We're doing good, but it is stressy depressy at times. So I literally was just at a coffee shop on Friday applying for stuff, messaging people being like, hey, can you nominate me for this grant, please? I know, like, kind of embarrassing, but it would mean a lot to me. I know you've heard me talk about this and yap about this a lot. And yeah, it's just like, oh, so much going on. I do want to say, one of my shorts on YouTube, on like this podcast YouTube, it's so random. It's me with the, you know, the Aztec calcium benzenate face mask. I had that on and I was dancing to I Forgot That You Existed, and it was just me vibing, and it ended up hitting the shorts feed and got 90,000 views. And I was cracking up because of all the videos that I've posted, of all the vision boards, of all the, videos of like actual podcast episodes, of all of the things of me giving tips. It's that one. And I love it. Like, hey, if you're new here, what's up? But it cracked me. It did give me a chuckle. I did have a giggle at that. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's titled Ouch, because I accidentally smacked myself in the face. But yes, I think that my next point and my biggest issue, so to speak, that I've run into is I feel like I have been so stressed for so long that I've lost my sense of direction. Like, I used to know exactly what my platform is, who I want to be, what I want to do, and like whether it's with the podcast, whether it's with my life, whether it's with literally anything, like what project I want to work on, I don't know. It's like my internal compass is just broken. So I've been taking quite a bit of time to do nothing because I feel like if I don't do nothing and allow myself time to come back from that burnout, I'm just going to never know what I want to do. So that's where I'm at currently. but it's not fun. Like, I don't like that. Like, I would love nothing more than for just my internal compass to be like, this is exactly what you need to do. And I have always envied people who feel that way. Like, those people, my sister, she has always wanted to be a nurse. Never faltered, went to nursing school, is a nurse. And I've been jealous of that in the sense that I've never had like a calling of, oh, this is what I want to do. But then at the same time, I always wonder if those people have questions or fears of like, maybe this isn't what I'm meant to do, but they're too scared to veer off that path. And then that makes me sad because I'm wondering if like, are they unhappy and they're just scared to change and they're just going to be unhappy forever? So I can't say that like I 100% am envious, but at the same time, I wish that I had some sort of internal calling that's like, this is what you need to do, stick to it, everything's going to be fine. It's a traditional thing with a clear path. Like, you go to college, get your degree, work in this, work your way up, get promoted, easy as pie. Because I know that it's not that simple. Obviously, I know that like getting a degree in any capacity is hard. I know that working your way up and getting promotions is hard and it takes hard work, but at least you have it laid out. Like, at least you have the outline there. Not only am I like trying to work hard, but sometimes it feels like I'm like swimming to a destination I don't know. Like, I'm just like trying anything to figure out what it is that I want, and I don't know anymore. Like, I don't know, and it's spooky and scary, and I'm not a fan of it, but I don't know, I've just been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm like, I just need to sit down, shut up, and let things happen, because I don't have any sort of, like, inkling of what path to go down. I'm just vibing. Like, I love my job, my full-time, like, corporate job. I love writing. I love the podcast, but am I, like, I'm going to quit everything, and there's this one thing I'm going to focus on, and I know it's going to work out, and that's the thing I want to do forever? No. Like, I don't have an idea. And it's, yeah, we're doing great. I don't know. I think that the last thing that I wanted to touch on is the struggle of millennial slash Gen X. I'm more Gen X. Anyone in their 20s are going to be more so Gen X. Of like, we just want, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like we want freedom and we want money because money equates to freedom. And it's so hard. I've just been going down rabbit holes of reading about like the housing market in different places right now, and it's like our house that we live in, we can only live in this house because our landlord bought it before prices went up. So we can't like buy another house in our neighborhood because we can't afford that high of a mortgage, right? And it's like a lot of people are like, yeah, I bought this house and now I can't move because like I can't afford to. And like I wouldn't be able to buy any other house in my neighborhood. I don't know how anybody's doing it. Or like we are just trying, we've been firsthand struggling and feeling the effects of wanting to buy a house, but it's like you can't because we haven't saved up that much because we're just trying to like make our mortgage and like things are hard. And then it's like, well, then just move to a different area. But then it's like, okay, well, then we have to up and leave our jobs. What if we don't get a job in the same spot? Salaries haven't risen to the cost of living. We don't, like, what do we do? Like, unless we move to freaking the Midwest in the middle of nowhere in a cornfield, like, we're not asking for much here. So I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, like I'm not going to go too much into it, but I've just really been thinking about it a lot and I'm so annoyed about it. And I wanted to share in case you guys are annoyed about it too, because it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And it's like, I just want to be able to like not stress about going out with friends, whether it's to the bars or it's to a coffee shop, and not have to stress about it and how much money that's going to take and if that money is going to keep me from like being able to pay other bills. Like, I just want to be comfortable enough that we're good, and I know that like I'm not the only one who feels that way. So solidarity, like I know it feels like we're swimming upstream right now, but times will get better. They have to, right? We're vibing. If we all feel this way, it can't be this way forever, you know? We go down together or we don't go down at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry this is a shorter episode. I'm dying, guys. Not really. Like, these are all really good, exciting things, but my brain is broken, absolutely broken, and short circuiting from having to juggle all of this and the stress, but also the excitement, but also the big girl conversations and having to keep my brain on and reading contracts and problem solving, and it's just a lot more than I typically have to do. So, that is where we're at. I'll keep you guys updated. There may be a weekend where I either have to pre-record or not record and like miss or something, depending on when we move. I don't think it'll be anytime in the next couple of weeks just because of inspections, and again, what if they don't accept the offer? But it's happening. So things are happening. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on my Instagram. My stories is where I always post that kind of stuff. But I love you guys so, so much. I upload every single Sunday. Don't forget to do all the things, like, comment, subscribe, take about 0.2 seconds. You know, the spiel. I love you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.